What's up everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a nail tutorial. I will be applying soft gel for full coverage tips. First thing, I'm going to go ahead and push back my cuticles using my Tweezerman cuticle pusher. Alright, taking the Kiara Sky cuticle cleaner bit, I'm going to run this around the cuticle area to remove any dead skin that's near the cuticle. If you guys hear any noises in the background, my son is playing Fortnite in the other room. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to take the Kiara Sky sanding bit or sanding bands. These are fine, and I'm going to take this around the cuticle area first and then use it to buff the shine away from the nail. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip my cuticles or trim my cuticles, whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to nip or trim your cuticles, you don't have to. Just go ahead and push them back. But I tend to have a lot of extra dry skin around the cuticle area, so I like to go ahead and trim that off. Alright, so taking this nail surface cleanse from Gelish, I'm going to just remove all of the dust from my nails. We're going to go ahead and size our tips. The ones I'm using are from Amazon. After I've chosen my sizes, I'm going to go ahead and customize the tips to fit my nail bed. So I'm going to file each side down a little bit, and I'm going to do that to all of the tips just so that they fit my nail beds better. Next thing we're going to do is etch the inside. So I'm going to use my e-file and just a random nail bit, and we're going to etch the inside. You don't want to leave it shiny because they won't adhere or stay on if you leave the inside of them shiny. So go ahead and roughen up that surface just so it sticks to your nails better. Alright, so I'm going to apply some pH bond. The one I'm using is by Gelish. And I'm just going to apply that to all my nails. Next, it is foundation time, and this is also by Gelish, and I'm just going to put a thin coat of this on all of my nails and then cure it in my lamp for 60 seconds. All right, so the base has been applied. So we're gonna go ahead and move into actually applying the nail tips. So I'm gonna use the Kiara Sky Beyond Pro. I think it's the Flash Cure lamp. It's the little mini lamp that you get in the starter kit for their jelly tips, and that same Gelish foundation that I applied on my nails. So you want to apply this to the area inside the tip that's gonna come in contact with your nails. And then I also like to, once I've applied it, whatever is left on the brush, scrape that on the inside of the nail. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. You want to make sure you're applying enough pressure to squeeze out any air bubbles. Hold it for 10 seconds, and then after the 10 seconds, you can let it go and go ahead and cure the nail. And I'm going to do this to all of the tips. The very first time I tried to apply these, it seems like every single one of my fingers had air bubbles in them. So you want to make sure you're paying attention when you're applying these so that there's no air bubbles there, because you don't want them to, one, come off because it's not secured correctly, or two, get any type of infection or fungus because water or moisture gets trapped inside. So once I've kind of flash cured all of the nails, then I'm gonna put all of the nails in my larger lamp and cure those for, I believe I cured them for 60 seconds. Yeah, 60 seconds. All right, so that part is done. We're gonna go ahead and take down the length. Of course, if you want to leave your tips longer, skip this part, but I just cannot handle super long nails. So I'm gonna take down some of the length. Then I'm gonna take just a regular clipper and clip the sides of the tips so that I have less to file when it comes to shaping. All right, so now that those are clipped down, I'm gonna take just a regular hand file. I believe this is a 180 grit file, and I'm using the grittier side to file down the tips, and I'm just gonna occasionally compare it to the other hand to make sure the length is the same and the shape is pretty much the same. Of course, they're not going to be perfect, but you want to get as close as possible. And this was a process for me. I've never shaped my nails in an almond shape, which is what I was going for. I normally just wear them square or coffin, never almond. So this was a first for me. Let me know how I did in the comments. I think I watched, I want to say TheNailLushYT. I think that's her channel. She did a tutorial on how to shape coffin nails, square nails, almond, and I believe stiletto. And the tips she gave in that video were super, super awesome. So yeah. Just gonna do that to all of the nails. And I'm kind of just going back and forth from side to side and trying to kind of round out the tip. I didn't want it to be too sharp because I wasn't going for like a super pointy or stiletto nail. I wanted them to be almond shaped. So yeah, and here I'm just kind of comparing the shape of those two nails. And I'm just going to continue to do that to all of the nails. Fun fact, before editing, this video was almost an hour long. So I'm surprised that I got it down to what it is now, because there was no way I was going to upload an hour-long video. All right, I changed out and put the darker colored towel down so that you could see better. Kind of seems like it was drowning out a little bit with the white paper towel. So hopefully you see what I'm doing a little bit better with the darker background. Okay, Okay, I think I've pretty much gotten those to the shape that I want them to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. So if you apply too much gel, some of it will seep out when you're curing, and I had a big glob of it on the side of this nail. So I'm gonna start out with the hand file to kind of take away most of the bulk, and just file on the sides of all of the nails to remove any gel that may have leaked out, as well as to kind of sharpen the edges of each one of the nails. All right, so I'm going back to the sanding band. I'm actually gonna use a new one, not the same one I used previously on my natural nails, because these are fine sanding bits. I didn't feel like going through my nail supplies to get the medium or coarse sanding bands. So I'm just gonna use a fine sanding band to buff the shine away from the nail tips. If you're going to be applying gel polish to your nail tips, you want to make sure you buff away the shine. So I'm going to use the sanding band to help remove any excess foundation gel that seeped out, and then buff away the shine on all of the tips. You could also do this with a buffing block or hand file. I would recommend a buffing block instead of a hand file, because you don't want to leave scratches in the surface of the nail. So a fine buffing block. You could also do this if you don't have a e-file or don't want to use an e-file. So right here is where that big glob of nail was. Big glob of foundation. So I'm going to be using this little small kind of detailed bit and my e-file to file that away. Didn't want to polish it and leave that there, so we're just going to remove all of that. It was taking too long to remove it with the hand file, so I'm going to use the e-file. And there we go, it just popped right off, the rest of it anyway. So now I'm going to take that same bit. I'm not sure what kind of bit it is, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to take this same bit and go around the cuticle area of all of the nails to kind of further blend that in so they look more natural. Getting the dust off, and I think at this point we are ready to apply our gel polish. Now if you wanted to leave these clear, you could just apply your shiny top coat and move on, but I'm actually going to use a gel polish on these today. So we're going to go ahead and apply a base coat or foundation, either one. You can use a gel base coat or you can use your same foundation gel. I'm just using the foundation gel. And I'm just going to apply that to all of the nails and then cure this for 60 seconds. All right, once that's cured, we're gonna go ahead and add our gel polish. The one I'm using today is one of my favorites by Madam Glam in the color the Pink. And I believe I'm gonna apply 2 coats of this to the nail. I don't know if I edited out the second coat or not, but I did apply 2 coats of this to all of the nails. Except for the ring finger, because I'm gonna cover that with glitter, so I figured I didn't have to necessarily use gel polish on that one. So whenever I make a mistake, whether I'm using gel polish or just regular nail polish, I've got a dampened dish with acetone sitting beside me, and I just use this flat brush, dip it in the acetone, and use that to clean up any of my mistakes. You want to clean it up before you cure it, because once you cure it, it's there. It's going to be harder to get it off. Next, I'm taking this rhinestone gel, and I ordered this one from Amazon. I'm not sure of the brand, but I'm going to apply this all over the ring finger, and that's what I'm going to use to adhere the loose glitter that I'm going to sprinkle on. Loose glitter is going to be Kiara Sky in the color I Don't Pink So. And I'm just going to sprinkle that onto the nail with the wet gel. All right, so now for the pointer, I'm going to take that same gel and I'm going to be applying some rhinestones. These are the new ones from Kiara Sky. The ones I'm using are in the color Northern Lights. And so I put down the rhinestone gel first, and then I'm going to go ahead and put on the Gelish top coat and then place the rhinestones into the wet gel. And I am super tired, you guys. So if I'm losing my voice, it's because I'm laying here tired trying to do this voiceover, because I actually recorded this video 2 days ago and I'm just now finishing the editing and recording the voiceover. So I'm just going to use my little wax pen rhinestone picker and just place the rhinestones where I want them to be, and then use the opposite end to kind of move them around to get the placement right. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put top coat on the rest of the nails, including the glitter nail, and I'm using the Gelish Top It Off. And I'm just going to cure this in my lamp for 60 seconds. All right, so we are finally to the end. So this is just 91% alcohol and a lint-free wipe, and I'm just going to wipe down the nails. And after that, I'm going to be applying some cuticle oil. This is the rose scented cuticle oil from Kiara Sky to get those cuticles back moisturized. And that is going to be the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed my first nail tutorial on YouTube. If you did, please subscribe, hit the like button. I'm going to try to upload a nail tutorial every 2 weeks, which is how often I usually change my nails. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.